Hi everybody, I am Sheila. Welcome or welcome back to Yoga Charcuterie. So I have a number of short videos that are little pieces on our Yoga Charcuterie board where we can choose the practice that feels like what we need today. So if you're just joining for the first time, there's a standing warm-up, a seated warm-up, there's a warrior two, a sun salutation. This practice today is going to be focused on half moon pose. So we're going to tie in warrior two, triangle, and half moon together in a fun balancing practice. So if you're just coming to the practice and you need to do a little warm-up, you can do one of the warm-up videos, or just pause for a minute. So maybe you move through a few cat-cows and other poses, twists, and things that help your body warm up, ready for these real opening poses that we're going to do today on this charcuterie offering. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and just begin with a half sun salutation, get our body moving in that way before we move to a side pose. And I'm using a chair today. I think a chair is an awesome tool in our practice, just like when we make charcuterie, right? We use lots of tools to make that charcuterie board feel the way we want it to feel. And same thing with our yoga practice. Blocks are also a great tool in our yoga tool belt. And so I like to use those in sun salutations, particularly when you're really trying to find length in the spine and you want to let those hamstrings warm up. The other thing is we all have different proportions of legs to arms and all those things. And what I want to try to avoid is that when we're in our forward fold, we're dangling and we're putting a lot of pressure on that lower back. We really want to be able to soften the knees, lengthen the spine, and having a place for those hands to really have a solid footing, which is a funny thing to say for the hands, right? Nonetheless, a solid footing with the hands is awesome. So go ahead and get your equipment ready, your props ready. We'll start with a sun salutation, and then we will move on to our side opening series. So let's bend the knees, sweep the arms up, and let's bring the hands through heart center. And do that again. Bend the knees, inhale as we rise. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Bending the knees, inhaling, releasing, bending the knees, and let's bring the hands through heart center. Taking a few more inhales and exhales as you bring your focus to this mini practice. And let's move into that sun salutation, reaching up. Exhaling as we forward fold, bringing our hands to the block, releasing the head and neck a little bit, walking our hands up to our half lift, softening to our forward fold. One more time, inhaling to that half lift. Exhale as we soften, forward fold. Inhaling as we put a real deep bend in those knees, and then let's pull the belly to the spine. Begin our rise. Inhale as we lengthen, opening to cactus arms. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, adding a side bend. Inhale back to center. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, center. Let's go ahead and add an open twist as we bend the knees, sweeping the arms back up. Open twist to the other side, sweeping the arms back up. One more open twist on each side. And opening to cactus arms, bringing the arms up through heart center. Excellent. Feeling the energy. Hopefully you're ready, you're energized, you're ready to keep moving. I don't know if you can see on the screen, you maybe have half a golden retriever in your screen. He went for a swim in the creek, so now he's attacking birds. So please, if he is in your screen, please Please disregard. Oh gosh. So I'm gonna set that block out of my way. I might even put it on this, I'm gonna set it in front of the chair. All right, so hopefully your chair has found a nice secure spot to be on a carpet, on a mat, something so that it doesn't move when we put weight on it. The other caution I would have is I'm outdoors, so I'm using a folding chair. I prefer not to use a folding chair. In fact, my mom, it made her so nervous on videos that I was using a folding chair. She got me a wooden chair from her antique collection in her basement, but it's solid. So, but outside I use a folding chair. So just being cautious of knowing the tools that you're using and their strength and stability, which gives you your strength and stability, contributes to your strength and stability. So we are gonna start our side opening charcuterie series by coming into a warrior two with our toes reaching towards the seat of the chair, all right? So again, set up your warrior two as you would any other time, creating plenty of space. Maybe that back foot has a bit of an angle. Maybe you've got a little bit of width between that front heel and that back heel, all right? So taking a moment to find your warrior two that yields stability and freedom for you. Excellent. Let's roll the wrists a little in that warrior two, one direction, the other. Let's let the arms come down, bring the head center, maybe look out over the back shoulder, and then let's come back to our warrior two. Go ahead and flip your palm if you'd like to reverse your warrior. We're gonna stay here a few breaths, maybe letting the shoulders soften down, breathing. And then returning to our warrior two. From here, moving into a side angle. Now, with the benefit of the chair, we can either bring our front hand to that thigh or we could bring it to the seat of the chair, pushing into it as we open that chest and come into our extended side angle, our side angle. So your option. And then let's rise back to our warrior two, straightening that front leg for a reverse triangle. And back to a warrior two. Straightening that front leg, moving into a full triangle, reaching towards the seat of the chair as we let the hips soften and slide back, bringing that hand to the seat of the chair. Maybe the top hand unfurls towards the sky. Maybe you bring it behind you in a bind. We're just doing some side opening poses, deep stretches that help prepare us for a half moon, a big side opening pose. Again, your hand, your gaze could be down towards your hand, could be up towards your extended arm, whichever you prefer. So if your hand is in a bind, let's go ahead and release that. And then put a bend back in your knee and come back to your warrior two. Flip that palm to reverse that warrior. Back to your warrior two. Let's let the arms come down. Heel toe the feet together. Roll the shoulders down and back. Doing the same sequence on the other side. I'm just going to move my chair. And set up your warrior two. Just heel toe those feet apart, setting it up towards the seat of the chair. This time my left foot is towards the seat of the chair. The more you use the chair, the more you kind of figure out where it works best for your proportions. So as you're ready, let's flip that palm to reverse. And back to warrior two. Moving into an extended side angle. Again, bringing the hand to the seat of the chair or that front thigh. Sweeping that arm down, around and up. And sweeping that arm back to your warrior two. Straightening that front leg. Finding a reverse triangle. Back to your warrior two. Straightening that front leg again. Moving into a triangle towards the seat of the chair, so letting those hips soften and glide back as we bring a hand to the seat of the chair. Maybe the other hand unfurls to the sky. Maybe we bring it back behind our back. Breathing. Hi, Maui. Maui. How are you doing? You he's getting rid of all the burrs. Let's put a bend back in the front knee, unfurl that top arm and come back to your warrior two and reverse that warrior. And back to your warrior two. Excellent. Let's look out over that back shoulder. Wiggle those fingers. Come back to center. Release the arms down. And then let's heel toe the feet together. Excellent. Let's transition through a little sun salutation. Little. It's not a little sun salutation. It's a big sun salutation because it's a salute to the sun. Let's bend the knees, sweep the arms. Swan dive into our forward fold. Inhale, rise to your half lift. Exhale, soften your forward fold. Inhale, deeply bend those knees as you push into the earth, taking that energy up, pulling that belly to the spine, lifting the gaze. Cactus arms. Inhale as you reach, adding our side bend, coming back to center, side bend, back to center, opening to cactus arms, reaching high, and bringing the hands to heart center. Excellent. Let's switch to the other side. And wait a minute. Never mind. We did that on the other side, but we are going to switch back to the first side. These things happen, right? We're going to switch back to our starting side. And Maui's going to stay with us. It seems he's gotten his burrs. Maui's the dog's name. I didn't tell you that. It seems he's gotten his burrs out. So that is a good thing when you're a golden retriever, right? Setting up your warrior two. Again, this time we're going to be a little closer to the seat of the chair. We're going to move into a half moon, reverse warrior, side opening, and using the chair. So if this is your first time doing this with the chair, it might take you a few times to experiment with how close you want to be to the chair, how far away you want to be from the chair. So give yourself that grace, give yourself that ability to be flexible, right? So we're going to start by sitting up in our warrior two. And if you have a really wide warrior, maybe this is the time you narrow the stance a little bit, okay? So we come to that warrior two. We flip that palm to reverse. We come to our warrior two. We straighten that front leg and we come into reverse triangle. And back to a warrior two. Now from here, moving into half moon, I'm going to bring one hand to the back of my hip. I'm going to reach towards the seat of the chair. Now, again, if you've done this a lot in our classes, go ahead and just start moving into your half moon. If this is newer to you, finding that spot where your arm feels strong and secure on the chair. Whoopsie, as my chair starts folding. Let's do it this way. All right. So finding that spot on the chair, and then we slowly slide that back foot in closer as we start to straighten that leg. Now maybe the big toe stays on the ground, or maybe we begin to lift that leg up and come into a half moon pose, all right? That top arm can stay on the hip, or you can unfurl it towards the sky. And then allow yourself to return to your mat, to your warrior two, flipping that palm to reverse. Excellent, warrior two. Coming back into our half moon on this side. So we're reaching towards the seat of the chair. The back hand comes to the hip, finding that spot on your chair where it feels good, where you can position that wrist under your shoulder, okay? And again, option to keep that back foot on the mat and unfurl that top arm. Lift that foot off of the mat. Flexing that foot. Releasing that arm up. Again, just options. Taking a few breaths and then putting a bend in that front knee. We come back to our warrior two and reverse. Excellent. One more time. If you need to adjust, maybe you're too close to the chair, too far away. As we do this in classes, I notice that it takes all of us a little bit of time to figure out our best spot to position ourselves. So bringing that back hand to the chair, back hand to the hip, front hand to the chair, choosing where you would like that back foot to be, where you would like that top hand to be, hugging in the spine, balancing, breathing, and bending and releasing down, reversing your warrior. Coming back to warrior two, letting the arms come down, heel toe the feet together, roll the shoulders, inhale as we lengthen, exhale as we hug in. Inhale as we open, exhale as we hug in. Inhale as we open, exhale as we hug in, lengthening the legs, holding here for a moment, giving ourselves that hug, that love, that appreciation, and releasing down. Awesome. Roll the shoulders a little bit. We're going to switch to the other side. Again, experimenting with the positioning of your chair. As you know, I've got my folding chair, which is not the best. And on this side, I will also use a block in the pose once, so that if you like to use the block more than the chair, we'll do that as well. So heel toeing our feet apart, coming into our warrior two towards the seat of the chair, taking a moment to build that strong base. And again, on this series, if you want to have that back foot in a little closer, if you have a super long warrior two, you may like that. Excellent. So let's flip the palm to reverse our warrior. Back to warrior two. Straighten the front leg to reverse our triangle. Back to warrior two. Let the arms come down a minute, shake that out. All right, so we're gonna begin to get ready to transition between half moon, reverse warrior. If you're comfortable building half moon on your own, you go ahead and start moving through that flow. If you wanna build it with me, let's build it. All right, so I'm gonna heel toe that back foot in a little bit. I've got the back hand on the hip. I'm gonna reach towards the seat of the chair, and I realize right away I'm a little too close to the chair, so I'm gonna just reposition myself. I'm gonna reach towards the seat of the chair. I've got the front knee bent, back toe is on the ground, and then I might choose to lift that foot off of the ground. Now I'm gonna give another option for folks depending on the height of your chair. You can also have that back hand on your chair. Or if you're like me and you have a folding chair, the safest spot for that back hand might be on the chair. So breathing, feeling the energy, the strength in that standing leg, and then let's release the back leg down, come into our reverse warrior, and back to warrior two. Setting up for half moon a few more times. I'm just gonna move my chair for a second. You can start moving on the chair, but I'll use the block in the event that somebody would like to use the block instead of the chair. So I'm bringing the back hand to the hip, reaching the block towards the ground as I power in, lifting that leg. Again, maybe the hand stays on my hip, maybe it goes up high. Breathing, breathing, releasing down. Maybe I take the block with me as I come back up to reverse and back to warrior two. Next one, using either the block or the chair. Again, you decide, back hand comes to the hip. We place the block down or we place the hand on the chair. Lengthening, then decide where we want to go with that top arm. Breathing, taking in the strength of that standing leg, whoosh, the energy from the earth, and then releasing down, or if you're like me, you release down kind of fast, because I was ready to come down. Reversing your warrior. Safety first, right? Back to warrior two. Let the arms come down. Let's roll the shoulders a minute. So two options when you practice half moon, many options, but using the base of the chair, using the block, or actually three options as I mentioned, maybe using the back of the chair, especially depending on the height of your body, the height of your chair, or in my case, the stability or lack thereof of the chair. I'm more solid if I do that. Awesome. So let those feet come down. Let's shake that out. Lift up the knees a little bit. Awesome. Let's roll the shoulders. Let's take one hand to the chair and let's just step one foot back, stretching. Doesn't matter which one you do first. Bring that foot forward. Let's step back with the other one. Bring that foot forward. Let's shake that out. And now with the chair, if the chair is in front of you, that's a great spot to have it. I'm going to move it to the side so you can see it. We're going to do a standing half moon flow to just sort of stretch out. So with my right leg on the mat, I'm going to cross my left leg over, reach the left arm over, and then come back to center. Switching to the other side, I cross that arm over. If I've got my chair in front of me, I could have one hand on the chair right now, or the other hand can be down. Coming back to center. One more on each side. Good work. Half moon is such an exciting pose, which I know is my feeling, but I think it's such an exciting pose. One more on each side. I know I said that a second ago. I just love this crescent moon stretch. And then let's come back to center. Let's do a little cow-catting, by putting a bend in our knees and just moving between cow and cat, allowing the movements to be forward now, hips to be closed. Let's slowly roll up to standing, coming back to center. Let's transition with a sun salutation. Maybe you want to bring your block in front of you if that feels good. Bending the knees from that mountain pose, reaching up, coming into your forward fold, your version. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, maybe nodding the head a little bit. Side to side, nodding it yes. Instead of no, I like to call that the other yes. It's just a different one. So nodding your head side to side or up and down, then walking your hands to the half lift. Softening to your forward fold. Bending your knees as you sweep those arms up through center, lengthening. Opening to cactus arms. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, let's bring the hands through heart center. Taking a breath, bending the knees, sweeping the hands through heart center, coming down one more time to your forward fold. Staying here for a few breaths, so nodding the head one direction, not shaking at the other if that feels good. If not, just keep the head in stillness. Rising to your half lift, softening to your forward fold. Bending the knees, pushing the feet into the earth as you take that energy on up with you through the spine. Lengthen, open to cactus arms. Reaching high and bringing your hands through heart center. Thanks for choosing this practice on the Yoga Charcuterie board. Thanks for your inner strength in your body, your inner strength in your mind, to be able to come back to your practice, to work together, to practice together. It is an honor to spend time together. Be well, take care of yourselves. Have an amazing day. Goodbye.